Yeah. 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 Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. What's happening?
What's going on, boy?
Oh shit. I lost George Highshaw. I got bro, man. Damn. Do my mic seem super loud, y'all? Yeah. 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 Sound good. Sound good. There you go. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Come on, man.
I don't
What
know
up,
why it
OG?
pushed me out.
You said what happened?
I don't know why it pushed me out.
No, okay. Man, what you drinking, Highshaw? What's that, bro?
A smoothie, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, almond milk.
Oh man, you getting back to hooping and shit?
Not really hooping. I've been more of a weight room guy now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm in that mode, man. I'm just trying to live till I'm about 75. That's all.
Hey man, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong, man. I appreciate you, dog, pulling up, man. We about to chop it up, man. I was telling you earlier though how I be tuning into your lives and shit.
Oh yeah,
You
appreciate that, man. I got some shit coming soon too. Dropping
that's
this
what I'm
summer, so I
saying.
want the people to look out for that shit, man.
Okay, yeah, talk your
So
shit,
I
man.
appreciate you. I check your shit all the time too.
Man,
Interview
I
skills
appreciate
getting
that.
better and better every time, my boy.
Man, I appreciate that, man. Especially coming from the OG alumni from Vincent, man. Come on,
Yeah.
man.
Well,
Yeah.
I like to say I was an OG on the court and in the streets.
Hey. Hey. Yeah, I take that, dog. Yeah, but man, you okay. You a winner, dude. You know what winning
Thank you.
basketball is like, bro. Yeah, for sure. You already know that shit all day. You a winner, bro. Now, LeBron James, man, he catch a lot of backlash, G Shaw. And bear with me now. You done been upstate before. And I don't know if it was hard for y'all, like going up there consistently. But this man, LeBron, then went to the finals year after year after year after year, and he still catch backlash. What do you if LeBron win this year, Shaw, G Shaw, is he considered the GOAT?
Um, I'm gonna say it's if he win this year, it should be no question that he is the GOAT. But I do respect the fact that based on your era or what time you watch basketball, your answer may be different, right? So I tell cats, my uncles used to say all day, ain't nobody ever gonna be better than Kareem, right?
Yeah.
And so then our era's dudes ain't nobody gonna be better than Mike, but we all gotta understand that it always evolves, man, and basketball gets better.
Yep.
And 10 or 15 years from now, hopefully there'll be a dude that will be like, hey, he better than LeBron James. So I was under the influence that he already was the GOAT, but I'm not mad at nobody who say that he not the GOAT. Hey,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, how can we really objectively measure that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to speak.
Now you seen LeBron, you done seen Kobe and Jordan. Who you think the GOAT is?
Um, and so I always with the LeBron and Jordan thing, um, I lean more towards LeBron, but I tell people this. If I got a team and I know I got a great coach and I know I got good role players and I just need somebody to take us over the top, I'm gonna pick Mike. But
Mm,
if I'm coming into a team and I don't know what I'm gonna get as far as my coach or the players that's on my team, and I'm trying to get the best out of that team, I'm gonna take LeBron. Um, I love Kobe and I love what Kobe worked for. To me, Kobe is the how can I say this? He was the most improved player in NBA history. I think he's
mm,
only one of the only players that have 3 seasons where he averages under 20 and then 8 seasons where he averages 30 plus. I don't think
yeah.
that's been done by any player. So that's how I look at them three. But they are
Okay.
legends. No, all
Yeah,
great
they all
basketball.
legends, man. And I heard this shit before too, G Shaw. I heard motherfuckers say Kobe at the 5th, 6th spot because they like, man, we didn't seen Jordan already, man, and like they saying he like a 2.0 and shit. So I don't know. That's why people never put him at like the 3. You know how I don't know the talks that you have with your guys, but when I be having them talks, man, people always say, "Oh man, give me Jordan, give me this person," because they like, man, we didn't seen Jordan already, and dude try to be exactly like Michael Jordan and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I had to ask you that though. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, man. I just think the debate should stop. You know, it's okay that we got our opinion. You know who we think the GOAT is or whatnot, but I'm a huge Bron fan though. So, but and he got a chance to move on. They beat Golden State Warriors, dog. Beat them in 6. Now they meeting up with the with Denver Nuggets. And Joker been playing his ass off, man. Possibly could have won 3 MVPs in a row, but he didn't. What you think? How you think that series is gonna go, man?
Well, you got the I got the Lakers in 6 or 7, and I think they're gonna do it more in 6. You're gonna have the best offensive center in the league versus the best defensive center in the league.
And that's AD?
Yeah, that's AD. AD hands down is probably the best defensive player in the league. Like, I know that everybody want to give a shout out to Lopez. He do his thing, but he ain't blocking shots and covering Steph on the wing like that. AD's able to switch out on almost every player in the league. He's a rebounding animal. He's blocking shots, right? But the problem with Jokic is he's going to have to step up his defense because AD brings it on the other end also, right? You're going to have that Jamal Murray factor that's going to be that big matchup with what's the left-hand dude from LA that they just took out of starting lineup game 6?
Was it D'Angelo Russell?
No, not D-Lo gonna start.
Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt. So it's gonna be Vanderbilt versus Murray. But the keys to me is how does Bruce Brown, Austin Reeves, Schroeder, how are they going to affect the game? You know what I'm saying? How are they going to affect the game, man? Bruce Brown been giving the Nuggets good looks, man, coming off that bench. So
yeah,
he been playing some great basketball. So you know, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a great series to me.
Yeah,
I got the Lakers in 6 though.
Yeah, man. I said that to my guy too. I said, man, the first 2 rounds, Joker ain't really been like playing against that center or that player that been pushing him and forcing him to play defense. Now you holding AD, you know what I'm saying? AD is the question mark too, though, bro.
Yeah, he's a question mark for sure. But from what you just seen the last series against Golden State, he put together to me 3 good games.
Yeah.
And good games to me for AD is double-digit rebounds plus 20 scoring.
Yeah.
If he goes into the plus 30 scoring, plus 15 rebounds, the Lakers are unbeatable.
That's what I said. Now,
so
do you feel like
if he step into that level, if he gonna be the best player, if he gonna play like the MVP of the team and get 35 and 17 rebounds, the Lakers are unbeatable. You're not beating that. You're not beating that.
I agree. Now with AD being on and off, you know, like I said, even though I'm a Bron fan, I do think it started with AD, and then like we got to see shit from Shooter and Reeves and all of them and shit. Do you think it started with AD though? Like he got to get it going for them to win?
I don't necessarily think he got to get it going. I think they need to run offense through him and get him his touches. Because sometimes your best player, and that's the good thing in the league now about having two dogs. Because what if you talking about a scenario where AD don't get it going? He didn't get it going really game 6. He got a lot of putbacks and he had 23 with just rebounds and finishing at the rim, and Bron had 30. Bron had a very efficient game. So we got to remember now he playing with LeBron James now, and Bron can get you 30, 35. AD don't need that. AD can go 20. You know, he can have a game off. You also got to remember, I told people before game 6, I said the key to that game is going to be Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell, and here's why. Those are 2 guys that can get their own shot, and if they're shooting the ball effectively and efficiently, those 2 guys can get you 20. Yep. So now you're dealing with a whole different animal. D'Angelo Russell, that last game, game 6, he had 19 points, on, I think, 14 or 15 field goals. Austin Reeves had 20 points on about 11 field goals. LeBron had 30, and AD had 23. They just beat the Golden State Warriors, an offensively driven team, by 20 points. So putting the ball in the hole ain't gonna be a problem for them if those other guys get going. You know what I mean? The thing that I see the Lakers doing, what they try to do every series, if you don't look, they try to steal that game one. If they can steal that game one, they look at it like we going back home 1-1. And we ain't losing at home. And so that's I think that's the formula they're trying to work on, and that's a great formula to work on, man.
Hey man, that game, winning the game in the Mile High City, that shit gonna be tough as fuck, man. You know, everybody, they know the altitude is high, man. But I'm pretty sure they prepared for it, man. And talking about that game yesterday, G Shaw, the Warriors, man, it looked like Steph Curry's the only one that was like putting the effort, like trying to win that game. Like Draymond was a no call, no show. Klay Thompson definitely been a no call, no show. What you see watching that game?
Well, you know, the NBA is a game of runs, and unfortunately, people have forgot that if you live by the 3, you're gonna die by the 3. What I didn't like was shout out to our young boys from Milwaukee, Jordan Poole and Loon and Pat Baldwin, but I thought Kerr should have went and made the same kind of move that Darvin Ham went. And to give Jordan Poole some confidence, I would have started him last night with Stephen Clay. When you don't start Jordan Poole and you just think about it. Think about that first quarter when Lakers went on that run, even though the Warriors came back. I'm not closing out to Gary Payton. I'm not closing out to Draymond Green. Now, if I start Draymond Green, Wiggins, Poole, Clay, Steph, it's only one person I can't close out on. That's Draymond. Everybody else I got to close out on. So I think the adjustments, man, Steve Kerr didn't make those adjustments. And then players like Clay, you can't go 3 for 19. If the jumper ain't falling, you know how, Dina used to say, get to the basket. See the ball go in, make a couple layups, make a couple free throws, then step back out there. He stayed on the perimeter. He shot the 3. You live by, you die by. Long shots equal long rebounds, which equal leads to the fast break. And the Lakers is great in the transition. So, it was a perfect storm. Impacted by the fact that Darvin Ham did make the adjustment. He took out Vanderbilt. He said, I'm going to put 5 players on the floor that are all threats from the 3. So AD can knock down a jumper. Brian can knock down an open jumper. Austin Reeves can knock down an open jumper. Schroeder can knock down an open jumper. And D'Angelo Russell can knock down an open jumper.
D'Angelo Russell.
That's how they started off with that offensive shit that they had last night. So, coaching, man, I tell people coaching play a big part in the NBA, especially just making those small adjustments to get your team going, man.
Yeah, man. And people always say, like, Kerr is, like, one of the GOATs when it comes to making adjustments, man. And I ain't gonna lie, man. It seemed like the whole team, like, camaraderie, bro, is just, like, everywhere, bro. And you, I mean, of course, they NBA champion, but you've been on winning teams, man. And you know how y'all got to be on the same page and shit. Now, I tell people, even though Warriors made it to the second round, I'm still telling people, like, man, Jordan Poole and Draymond having that incident earlier in the year, I just think it divided the locker room, dog. I really do.
I think it did too. You could tell by home game schedule versus road game schedule. If you at home, you're more comfortable, you in your zone. But on the road, that's when they take that comfort with the teammates, right? Y'all playing cards together, y'all building together, all the little things, going out to dinner together, all the things that y'all doing off the basketball court, that's bringing in that trust. They just done had that trust with each other. And I also think, though, they ran into an inexperienced team in Sacramento. They were a better team, but they just were inexperienced. They didn't know how to close, right? And then they run into this team, the Lakers. If we being honest, the Lakers is 2 totally different teams. So it was a team before the All-Star break and a team when they traded those 5 players. And this team that they have now, if they started with this team all year, the Lakers would be a 50-55 win team. And I don't think a lot of us are paying attention to that. I am. I'm going to give Golden State his grace because, shit, sometimes them shots fall and sometimes them shots don't. That's what the 3-point shot is. Look at Trey from Atlanta. Sometimes that shit go in, and you win, and sometimes that shit don't go in, man. Like, we talking about 3-pointers here. Those are not easy to knock down, and they've been knocking them down for years.
But yeah, that shit's still tough as a motherfucker,
yeah, it's
dog.
tough as hell to shoot those shots, man.
And shit, talking about live by the 3, die by the 3, man. I feel like Boston escaped winning 2 games that series, man. And I hate to talk like that because shit is still basketball. And you know, most people look at a win as a win, but now it's tied 3-3. And it's back in Boston. And Jason Tatum played like horrible all the way up into the 4th quarter and shit. He kept being aggressive and shit. Do you think, even though it's a game 7, they still can fight for their life? You think that Philly done, man, now that they allowed it to go back to Boston?
No, because I really expected this out of these 2 teams. I expected a game 7. To me, they were the most evenly matched. Now, I would say this on Boston. If Boston had Ime Udoka, I think this series would be over with. But since they got Joe Mazzulla, I think Doc is trying to pull a fast one on them. I don't even know how to call this one because I'm like, in one hand, you know Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown gonna come with it. But if James Harden gonna give us a 40 and 10 like he did game 1, this may be over with, right? Yep. Even Embiid, if he's going to get a 50, and so I think I'm going to make I'm thinking it's going to come down to the extras, and I'm looking at that Matthew Brogdon Maxey matchup.
Yeah,
I think the better of that matchup, that's who's going to win this series.
Yep, yeah, I see. I definitely see, especially last game they lost. I seen how Embiid just went off the fucking court, dog. And I almost feel damn near sorry for him, G Shaw. Like, he done been to, well, this could possibly be his second Eastern Conference final that he been to. Because I know he went against Toronto.
Yeah, this could be the second one.
The second one.
No. They lose in the second round every time. Kawhi beat them in the second round. Last year they lost in the second round. Yeah, they second round knockouts.
Okay.
Because it was in the Eastern Conference final. It was the Bucks and Boston, right?
Was it the Bucks? Yeah, it was the Bucks and Boston.
The Bucks and Boston. Yep. So, and beating them always, they don't make it out. But well, I don't feel sorry for Embiid. If he wanted this is the time to go take it, right? He's the MVP this year. I was a Sixer fan when Allen Iverson played for him, and I would know in a game 7 like this, I know AI finna go give me 38 or better. I know what he gonna do. And so I think Embiid need to put himself in a, like Gilly be saying, big motherfucker. He better be that. And he better go down there and go eat and just try to go ahead, go get him 40, 50 and get these people out of here. If he want it, he's got to take it.
Exactly. And that's what I said, dog. Embiid gonna have to come with that shit, dog. No disrespect to Al Horford, but it's just like, come on, Embiid. Like, I feel like when you post up, nobody can fucking guard you, dude. And
no disrespect to Al Horford at all. Like, he's supposed to bust Al Horford ass. Like,
yeah, on my life he do. And then he just be catching the ball on the wing and the 3-point. That shit be pissing me off, man. And then he be in 4th quarter when it's a tight game, man. He kind of like indecisive and shit. Like, James Harden, Tyrese Maxey. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, well, they may be professionals, but they still have emotions, and everybody don't perform well under pressure. Like they show that clip of T-Mac when he hit those 4 threes with 13 minutes, with a minute 13 left for her to come back from San Antonio. Yeah, but it's way more clips they could show of T-Mac folding under that pressure. He just wasn't that guy when pressure times came.
Was that in Orlando though?
When he was in Orlando, he wasn't that guy when pressure times came, and in Houston, he wasn't that guy when pressure times came. He was talented as a motherfucker, but when it came down to pressure moments, it just wasn't the same. The moves wasn't the same. The scoring, it wasn't the same.
Well, shit. Once upon a time, I know back when I was in high school, people had T-Mac over Kobe, dog. You remember that?
They were smoking drugs then. Cocaine is a hell of a drug sometimes. Some people put it on their weed, but they need to leave that alone. As far as gift-wise, he had if not, he had the same kind of bag and gifts as Kobe, but when it just came down to crunch, Kobe was a different time. Kobe was like, if it was 7 games in a row and I got to take the winning shot all 7 games down by 1, I'm willing to do that against 3 dudes. T-Mac is like, well, if I miss it game 1, I want it game 2. But let me see it game 3 to see if I can make it. If I make it, then I want it game 4. But if I don't, I don't. And that's a difference to me, that killer inning. Like Gilbert Arenas, well, I don't think Pat Bear said, man, some dudes don't love the game. Sometimes you just that gifted that you don't love your craft in order to work on it. And I think that's what made Kobe special. But T-Mac, to me, always folded under the pressure.
Yeah, man. Good shit. Yeah, I like that. That's facts too, Pat Bear. But all right, let's say Philly do win, right? And they meet up against Miami. Jimmy, now I said that I feel like Miami will win because Jimmy Butler been on fire, right? And he used to play for Philly. And remember, they traded him when things wasn't so good, man. Yeah. If they meet up, man, you think Jimmy Butler can get it done against the MVP?
I think he got a vendetta, and I think what you said, you the second person to tell me that. I'm just of the mindset like, damn, Philly, y'all gonna let Miami beat y'all without 20 points? Mr. Hero not being there is very big. Now, if Mr. Hero's there, I say Miami got a damn good shot, man.
Yeah.
But Joel Embiid just ain't who, and him and James Harden just ain't who we think they is. If they gonna let them beat them missing them 20 points, man. I just can't. I'm like, damn. I don't know though. I can see Jimmy performing the way he performed against the Bucks just because he playing Miami just to kick their ass, right? I can see that happening. And then that's when they're gonna talk about Embiid and they're gonna talk about James Harden, how they both are they're on the same team now, how they both are choke jobs together. And so this type of pressure, man, it's either gonna, this is gonna elevate you or it's gonna hold you down. So
it's gonna hold you down, man.
One of the two.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like if Philly lose, man, we got to start getting on what's name of ass, dog.
Who was that?
Doc Rivers, dude.
I think we've already been on his ass based on the Clippers, the Clippers situations. But we need to get on his ass even more. I don't know. The NBA different when it comes to, I think that's more relationship wise because losing coaches always find themselves working again.
Because we fire Bud, bro.
And it's a players' league, so what that means is players gonna get the credit, but players also gonna get the blame. As a coach, you can put your hands up like it wasn't really me. But
they the one out there with the jerseys playing and shit. Yeah,
absolutely. Same thing they gonna do for Joe Mazzulla this year. If Boston lose, but Philly with Doc being a veteran that he is, you don't like to talk bad against Doc, but he makes some bonehead fucking decisions down the stretch to be he was a point guard too, and it baffles me sometimes. I'd be like, I don't know what the fuck Doc was thinking, but hey, to each his own.
Yeah, man. We gonna see, man, because everybody getting fired. People feel like Kurt's supposed to get fired, and
who you say?
Know. Everybody think Kurt, everybody
Kurt locked in stone. Like you bring a franchise for championships, you can leave when you want to, or they won't fire you. It'll be a more of a behind the doors. Hey, we're gonna let you go, but we're gonna let you resign type shit. I didn't like the fact that the Bucks fired Bud. I don't think Kurt should be fired. Like, I want to remind people, just because LA was a 7th seed doesn't mean that team that's currently constructed is a 7th seed. And I don't think people don't follow basketball enough to know they got the best record since the All-Star break. Once they made those trades and got rid of Russell Westbrook and bought in those pieces that AD and LeBron needed, man, they've been the best team. They've been the top 10 team on defense and the offensive end. And when you got that in the NBA, that's just a recipe for winning, man. It's a recipe for winning. You can stop people and you can score. I mean, we did that. I did that shit all 4 years at Vincent. We stopped people and we scored. Like we did 3 stops in a row and we can score anytime we want to. Like, that's a recipe for winning. It's gonna take a team to have a miraculous night to beat you.
Yeah. How you feel about this comment? Kerr got Mark Jackson 4 championships. How you feel about that?
I think that's tough to say because it's like Mark Jackson planted the seed.
Yep.
And put the seed in the dirt. But that's not Mark Jackson's offensive shit they was running with that move the ball and keep the constant movement going on. That's a Kerr thing he brought in there. You know, he just added some wrinkles to it. Well, I remember when Mark Jackson was their coach, they was more like, it was more traditional, but it was more like, we gonna put up shots with these two guys. When Kerr came, it was ain't nobody holding the ball. You shouldn't have that thing for longer than 3 seconds. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep the man moving. We'll find the open guy. We'll knock down the open tray. And so, you know, I think it was Mark Jackson who believed in Curry first and believed in Clay. And then Kerr said, "Oh, I see what I got. Let me add this wrinkle to it and do that." So, hey, it's tomato.
Yeah, exactly. But man, back on that Jimmy Butler shit, because now it got me thinking, dude. Remember the Bucks swept Miami?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Jimmy took care of the Bucks this year. And
Jimmy took care of the Bucks in the bubble. So I told people about that. Jimmy beat them in the bubble that year. They were supposed to go to the finals in the bubble. Remember, we thought it was going to be the Lakers and the Bucks.
Yeah.
Jimmy beat their ass. The next year, the Bucks got their revenge and swept them and won the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so this year, Jimmy and them got their revenge back and, you know, beat the Bucks. And so is that what you think Jimmy can do to Philly?
Well, no, this is what I'm saying, though. This almost can be revenge year for him. So he took care of the Bucks. He can take care of Philly. If Lakers win, remember Lakers beat them in the championship bubble year. This can be revenge year, bro. So this shit can go so many different ways, Shaw.
Yeah.
You can see the battle of the bigs, Embiid, Joker. You can see the rematch, LeBron, Miami. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, you
can see Boston, LA. The 80s.
Yeah.
The 80s. Yeah.
Oh man, that's why this shit been interesting, dog.
Yeah, it's been very interesting. It's been very interesting. Jimmy Butler gonna play a hell of a basketball, man. If he gets his team to the finals without Tyler Hero, I'm just under that assumption, man. Versus the next two teams that he would have to play, that would be a hell of a thing, man. We have to start talking about him. This being one of the top 10 playoff runs by a single player.
Yeah.
In league history. Who did they just beat? They just beat
New York.
Okay, so that wasn't that difficult, but that first round to beat Milwaukee as a eighth seed, then beat New York, and then you're gonna either have to beat Boston or Philly to make it to the finals. That's a nice run, man.
Oh, that's gonna be tough, man. That's gonna be fucking tough, man.
It's gonna be fucking tough. I agree. I think they got a better chance at beating Philly than Boston. I think Boston will just chew that ass alive.
You think so? I think
because he gonna have to concentrate on one of them two, man. Who we gonna concentrate on? Tatum or Brown? And then the other one's just gonna go crazy. You can't put Max Strus on no motherfucking Tatum or Brown.
Not at all.
I love Max Strus, and he give it all he can, but you can't put that motherfucker on Tatum and Brown.
Yeah, man. But you know who would start with? Bam, dude. I don't know what the fuck he do in the offseason, bro.
I just said, though, I made a comment on my live earlier. Okay, I said to me, Bam Adebayo is the hardest working player in the NFL for his size and to do what he do for his team. He just the offensive Jay Wright to me, man. And Jay Wright, shout out to my bro Jay Wright, was the hardest working basketball player I ever seen in my life. To get what he can get out of that 6'4", 6'5" frame, was just. I've never seen Jay Wright lose a tip ball, man. He tipped ball against Robert Jackson, Brian Cook, who went to Illinois, Chris Webber, little brother. Jay Wright tipped ball against everybody, and none of these niggas beat Jay Wright tip ball, man. I done seen him guard Frank Williams from Illinois, who went to play for the Knicks, Khalid El-Amin, Mike Wilkes,
hard work.
I like Bam Adebayo is the offensive version of Jay Wright. No bullshit. That man's a hard worker, man. Shout out to Bam.
Yeah, and I like Bam.
Yeah, I like him.
I just feel like sometimes they let him bring the ball up, run the play, set it up, like he can stretch the floor, but for some odd reason, it's like he don't want to consistently shoot that 15-footer. I don't think people should be sagging off on you, Bam.
Yeah. I bet you he was big his whole life. And so he probably didn't have to take that shot.
Yeah.
And sometimes, once you go to you go to put yourself in basketball circles where you was a kind of tall guy, and I bet you about 15 under, 16 under, you realize you wasn't as big as you thought you was no more.
Yeah.
Because then you got to playing against those 6'8", 6'9" guys, and you like, damn. Like,
Yeah.
so I think I don't think Bam is, but I think like, he reluctant to take that shot because that ain't what he been doing. And he came into the league when the league was making a big transition. When it the league was always inside, outside. The league is outside, inside now. You play the game from the outside to the inside. We run the fast break and it's 4 people running the break and 3 out of the 4 is going around the 3-point line to spot up to catch the shoot. So it's
oh shit. Oh man, my dog G Shaw got kicked, man. He was getting his shit off. Oh, you back? Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I don't know what, somebody just called my phone.
Oh, they did. Okay. But man, no, before we move on, dog, man, and let the people know what you got coming soon, or you want it to be a secret, man.
Oh no, I don't want it to be no secret. Like it's it's called Overstand the Game, man. The OG's perspective, man. It's gonna be. I'm not interviewing people because I don't want to really be in a space of interviewing guys. I want to be more in the space of debating guys on some of my topics that I got when it comes to basketball, the community, and relationships, man. I love the game of basketball. It saved my life. So I know if I wouldn't have been playing basketball, I'd have been doing, even though I did end up doing some of the other things, it just saved my life early on. And it took me places that I thought I would never go around the country, right? Shit. I ain't, I also love my community, man, because I'm a firm believer in rebuilding the community, and we have a lot to offer within our communities, and we just got to tap into it and find those resources. And then I think that the best way to build our community is by building that family structure back. So, man, woman, and child. And so, those are the 3 things that I'm going to be really diving into based off debate, speaking with women, speaking with the average sports fan. And I really want to tap into, there are more guys like me and you that played high-level high school, high-level middle school, a high-level college. And what I mean by high-level college is if you play Division 1, 2, or 3, NCAA, NAIA, those are high levels, man. Those are you put yourself in what I call the 3 percenters. You know what I'm saying? Only 3.7% of all seniors every year will go on to play NCAA basketball. And so I want to remind guys, like, when you make it to those levels, it's very high levels. And so there's way more of us that played those levels, and now we work regular jobs, and we're business owners, and we do these things, and we have a very great perspective on the game because our perspective is genuine. More than likely, most of us we were not the All-Americans, or, we worked, we grinded, we gritted for everything that we have, and we gave it our all. We didn't make it to be leaguers, but we love the game, and we learned so much in the game. So that's gonna be my perspective on that, man.
Yeah,
no
and I can't wait for that to pop out. And the name of it is the G.
Overstand the Game, man. Conversation. Overstand the game, because a lot of times, a lot of people understand stuff, but I want to get people to overstand. I want your knowledge cup filled up where it's running over, right? We can go to talking basketball terminology, and when I go to talking to dudes, I'm like, "Hey, man, when you see the screen coming, if you see another man trailing, it's probably gonna be a double, and then it's probably gonna be somewhere where the screener is slipping, or they're gonna screen the screener. If I can lose you within that terminology, I know that your basketball mind ain't like mine, right? So it's a certain, it's certain terminology that we use, and so a lot of people like to give their opinions. But I want to debate you, and I'm only going to use facts.
Okay.
I ain't going to get no opinion of how I feel. I'm going to tell you about what I know and what's really going on. And so, I think it should be interesting, man. It should be interesting, to say the least.
And I can't wait for that to drop. And make sure y'all tune in, man. We're going to pub that, man. I'm helping you pub that big time, man.
Absolutely. I appreciate you, big fella.
Yeah, for sure. And another thing, too, man, I done told James Wright, Boo Wade, Greg, Tay Butter, I wish I could tell you face to face, even though we face to face. Dude, I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate you, G Shaw, for real, because people don't understand this shit, my nigga, when it comes to that Vincent shit, bro. We were able to go to Hawaii because of y'all. We were
Yeah,
sponsored by
man.
Nike
Y'all had
because
me
of
mad as
y'all.
a motherfucker in college. They talk about the niggas get to go to Hawaii.
No, so I
Uh,
appreciate y'all, man, because y'all
yeah,
motherfuckers put in the work, man. And I watch a lot of y'all old games on YouTube, and I pay attention to little shit. Y'all had
yeah,
different shoes on and shit, but when we played, we had team shoes, we had the team warm ups, able to go to Hawaii,
yeah.
Florida, all that shit. So I appreciate you and many others, bro, putting in the work, bro, to and that shit trickled down to my class, dog.
Yeah. I thank you for that. But I want to tell you guys, you younger guys, man. I want to tell you guys, we appreciate y'all because I bagged up probably the most famous guy to ever put on a Vincent jersey. Like, you know what I mean? I had to feel some shoes that like you don't understand, boss, the pressure, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm just going. I seen Karan Butler downtown. You know, I was at Nike All-American camp with Ron and all this, and he didn't remember who I was. I reminded him. He was like, yeah. But I was like, yeah, dog, I went to Vince. He was like, oh, yeah, that's where Jose went. So, like,
like that, man. How to make you feel, dog? Like,
huh? I was like, I just said, this nigga he said, that's where Jose went. Jose didn't go to the league. But niggas in the league know Jose for that dude who went to Vincent, right? And so I always tell cats, like, I know the pressure I had on me bagging up Jose. I know the pressure y'all had on you coming after us, man. Yes. I couldn't imagine. When I jumped in it, we was a championship in, you know what I'm saying? We were starting to build what you call, because I had the pleasure of being on 2 different sets of championship teams. The first 3-peat team I was on, and then when I won my senior year in 2000, and then G beating them all from my era on 2001. And so y'all still went upstate, but y'all was going upstate because I know the feeling. I lost upstate. Y'all was going upstate, and when y'all lost, they was like, it was, damn, they lost upstate. They weak. Vincent ain't what it is. Like, damn, y'all know how hard it is to go upstate? Like, you can't lose a game when it's playoff time. You got to go up. Like, you can't. And it's like everybody wants y'all to lose because of all the winning that we did. Exactly. So I know the refs want y'all to lose. The other crowd wants y'all to lose. They're trying to put y'all against schools for y'all to lose. I used to be like, I know it's tough for those guys, man, because the expectation that we set, which was, I'm not saying it was unachievable, but it was a lot of luck in there, and it was a lot of fate. Like, nobody knew Greg Brown or Boo Wade. Well, I'll put it like this. Boo Wade kind of like got recruited to go to Vince. Greg Brown did.
Yeah. Okay.
Greg Brown is one of the best basketball players I've ever seen in my life offensively. Nobody knew he was going to become who he was going to come, right? Tay Butter, we end up playing AAU together. After my freshman year, I played for Playground. So we end up getting a liking to each other. Tay Butter was at New Berlin West. He transfers in to Vince.
He sure did. Yeah.
Tay Butter is the most strategic piece for my senior year on winning. He was the glue. That was our glue guy. Qmont could have went to any school in the city. Qmont chose Vincent, right? Like, it's just certain things that it was a brotherhood, man. And like, I always watched y'all when y'all was upstate. When I was in school, I was always cheering for y'all, and I knew y'all was doing y'all best, but I understood the type of pressure that y'all were on wearing that jersey, man. And for y'all to stick through that and fight through that like young men, it made us proud, man. It made us proud that y'all kept the name alive. I think we still got the streak to this day where we 10 straight years of going to the state tournament. I think from 96 to 06, I think, or something like that. So
yeah, man. I was just talking to my boy Queese about that shit. Like, literally, like, because I know upstate now when you go. Yeah, matter of fact, it was my first time, and I'm like, damn, they only got to win 2 games upstate.
Yeah,
and playoff.
That's just the format around.
Yeah, back when we was playing, I'm pretty sure it's the same for y'all. We had to win 4 in the playoffs and then 3 upstate.
Absolutely,
like, that's 7 games in a row. That's tough, y'all.
Absolutely,
you know what I'm saying? And like you said about pressure, when I was a freshman, Greg Brown and Boo Wade were seniors, Carl and all them dudes.
Yeah, so that's the year the only game they lost was upstate to Alden.
To Alden, Tulsa East, yeah. So them motherfuckers
$100 on them niggas that year.
Yeah, how much would you say, Shaw?
$100. I tell GB that all the time. And I thought, it's crazy because Coach Haas over there, I love Coach Haas. He was my
Oh yeah.
All-Star game coach my senior year for the WBCA All-Star game. And the same tactics he used to beat us when my senior year we played Wauwatosa East in the Christmas tournament was the same tactic he used upstate. He would go man to man for the first 3 minutes. As soon as we went up, he went zone. And he wins. I remember GB scored 3 straight buckets in a row. I'm like, oh, this game over. GB finna drop 40. Coach Haas went that zone, and he kind of like leaned toward GB, and all the help came to him. And when GB was missing, everybody else looked like deer in headlights except for Boo, and that's when it happened.
Yeah.
But Dino used to say that, though. I don't know if he used to say that to y'all. He's just, if we'll lose a game, you know, people think he'd be pissed. He'd be like, fuck, we lost. Good way to get that out the way. You know what I mean? Our motto was don't lose the last one.
Yeah.
You know, don't lose the last. If you don't lose your last game, you'll be all right. You'll find yourself in a good position. So,
and another thing too, and we ain't gonna talk too much, High Shaw. You know, we still got to do our podcast and shit, man. But
right,
I do want to know this though. I'm gonna ask this again on when we do the podcast. Now we had a lot of. This is what people don't know about our shit. Even though we went upstate 2 years in a row, motherfuckers like, man, no, Q-Bar, y'all was supposed to win one. We had a lot of shit like going on, like off the court, like motherfucker was segregated, except for me. Like I was the one kicking it with Marcus and Billy and Javon, and I was that guy kicking with everybody and shit. How were y'all, bro? Like, cause y'all was like winning like a motherfucker. And when you win, bro, you got to be on the same page, bro, on and off the court. Am I wrong?
yeah,
Or
yeah. Well, like for the Jose era, because I was on that team too. Very tight knit team, very close family orientated team. Most of those guys play AAU together, except for Lil Rob, like James, Jose, Marshall. They all play on the same AAU team for Marty and them. Under that Jose era was great. 99 was rough because Marshall was the leader. Marshall was a great player. I don't think he was a great leader. I think it was hard for him to learn that because Jose had been the leader the whole time. And that's the year we wasn't as tight as we could have been when we lost the Racine case. But then 2000, my year, we was tight as ever because damn near the whole team played for Playground. So we was all Playground warriors, and we was like Fred and Frat. We almost knew my senior year we was gonna win it. We just had the mentality that we were gonna win it. We were always close, and then they won it again the next year. But yeah, that closeness of a group, it was like shit. We was all hood dudes. So like I'm going on 31st and Hampton, kicking it with Tay Butter. He comes to the East, kicking it with me. We all can go out to the Hundreds, hang with GB. They all can come down to my hood. Man, we were like brothers, man. We like that to this day, man. Everybody really, they're my brothers. Like I just, it was you didn't want to let your brother down when you played for Vincent. It was like, I can't let you down, bro. You know what I'm saying? We went at each other necks in practice. It was like, bro, I loved you enough that I got the shot, but if you open, I kick it to you regardless of how I'm feeling. I always got your help. Like, it was different for us, dog. We kicked it with each other at prom. We kicked it with each other at homecoming. We kicked it with each other every day of the year. We even kicked it in the summer because we all played for Playground with each other. So we was out of town with each other. Like this was all year round. And, except for Q. Q played for another team, but shit. Q going along with what everybody else do, man. He was the most friendliest, nicest.
Yeah. Shout out to Woos.
Yeah, he don't say nothing. He just kill you. That's all he do. You look up and he got 30 and 22 rebounds. That's all he do. He don't say good game, y'all. I love y'all. Q down with whatever we down with. So yeah, man, that tight knit thing, man. Like whether it was hooping or whether y'all wanted to fight. Yeah, we was all on go.
Yeah, no, that's why I got all that my nigga P Rod, man. They said P Rod was a motherfucker, man. P Rod like
you gotta keep it. You gotta keep a legit psycho on your team, man. P Rod was that for us, man. He was all legit. I love P Rod, man. P Rod had some things going on as far as with the law when he was in high school, man. And unfortunately, he had to stop. But I always say, P. Rogers on that team, man. Without him, we wouldn't have been able to get it done. That was our big guy, man. He held us down, and he was with whatever. So yeah, P. Rogers. As a matter of fact, we had to get P. Rogers off a couple of people. He's with whatever, man.
Yeah,
real solid brother, man.
Yeah, man. Y'all all still solid to this day, man. That's why I appreciate y'all, and I fuck with y'all, man. And my class, we look up to Greg and Boo, but I hear from other motherfuckers how you used to get on on GB ass, dog. You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
that was I tell people all the time, the measure of a point guard is to be a leader, to win, and in order to be a leader, you got to be able to lead people that's better than you.
That's
And
100,
so
bro.
my senior year, dog, you know, nobody started VAR except for me. I was the only player that had any VAR starting time, right? So the first year we played against Washington, I lead us in scoring, and I'm taking a lot of shots in, and I just had to sit down and have a talk with Diener after practice one day, and he like, you can get 18 or 20 a game, and you're probably people are gonna probably talk to you, but I can guarantee you, if you can get Brown in rhythm and you can get Tatum in rhythm, we're gonna win the state championship. Q was already good, and then I remember, dog, staying at the practice. You know, we only practiced 45 minutes. It had to be damn near February, I want to say. They can correct me. They was playing around at the practice, and G Brown went up and windmilled that hoe as a sophomore. And he looking like, did I just do that? I'm looking like, damn. And that's when I'm like, okay, this kid, like, I seen it over the summer versus D Brown, him get 50. He tore the summer circuit up, right? But I don't think he knew, like, coming in as a sophomore, because he didn't start right away. But then, like, it was just like February, some click, dog. And I was just like, dog, this little nigga got it. And it was crazy because he was getting like the 4th, 5th best defender on the team. And we go to the playoffs, man, and he getting 20 a game, man. He dropping motherfuckers off. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's over. You know what I mean? It's over, man. The little dog done woke up. Ain't nobody expected him to do that. And I think that's what a legend, like, I could see it. And, you know, I want to win. I've always been, I'd rather score 0 and win than 40 and lose. That's always been my motto.
Yeah.
So my game had transformed where I was just trying to get those guys open looks and easy looks and get those guys going. And I knew when I got them going,
it was a wrap. Yeah, I'm already knowing. But so is this a true story? I forgot who fucking told me this, G Shaw. Open gym at Vincent, Greg Brown assumed that he was gonna get picked up first. And you know what I'm getting to? You know what I'm getting to?
Dog, who told you this shit, dog?
They said,
dog, listen, this is way before his side. This is freshman year. They start opening up the gym for lunch, 5th hour. You go to lunch or you can go to the gym. We hoping beginning of the year, you know, I'm a junior. I know I'm gonna be starting point guard, all this other type of shit. We picking up, me and Dennis Casey capping. I'm like, damn, who should I get? GB just walk on the court like, man, I ain't no weak ass nigga. Y'all treat me like I'm weak and all this old type of shit. Like, I can hoop. I said, man, you talking all that shit? I got a little dog. Come on, let's go. He said, I'm finna show you, dog. I'm finna show you. He like, what's your name? I'm like, George. I'm like, nigga, come on with it. Let's go. We come in. I give him the ball. He pull up from down there, half, hit that motherfucker on net. Pull up again, half, hit that motherfucker on net. Get GB. He get Dennis Casey. Put him in the GB. Go to the hole. I said, uh-oh, little dog got something. That year he took DC spot off JV to her.
Hey. Like, hey, so this when he had the Nuvi and the goals, or just the Nuvi?
Yeah, man. He had a goal check. He had a curl fade. He had the fade with the curl on there, dog. I think he got a little curl juice on the ball too when he was swacking that motherfucker. I said, damn. But I said, dog, how was you getting off like that? And then, you know, he from the Hundreds, so he played all his summer stars, NCSL. He played all the leagues at Vincent. Yeah. So he used to shooting on the rims. He know his spots. I said, ain't this a bitch? He was like, yeah, I'm used to playing up here. I'm cold, dog. I told you shit. That's where, you know, that's where the legend of GB started at, man.
Yeah, dog. And I think it's so cold, though. Like, we call it the GB, dog.
Yeah,
like, the GB. Like, that shit cold, bro.
What's the young boy that went to he playing overseas right now? I think he's from Hillside. He went to Dominican. What's his name?
Dwayne Wilson.
Dwayne Wilson put a highlight tape up. He hit a nigga with the GB and a highlight tape. I say, damn, little dog, you just hit him with the GB. He respond back like, That's where I got it from. When I watched him when I was in high school, hit somebody with that. I said, that's a legendary shit right there. I said, that's legendary, dog. Like, I've seen GB hit niggas with the GB all across the country.
Yeah. Oh my God, bro.
Najee Echols, D Brown.
Yeah.
What's the dude who played for Indiana? Bryce something. Like, man, he done GB all type of niggas. I think he even GB big Zach Randolph. Like, he GB plenty niggas. Plenty niggas got hit with that shit, boy.
Man, we gotta ask GB where he get that from, man. Or is that his own shit, or did he get it from Smitty, dog? What you think?
I don't think because Smitty didn't do it. His shit was so hard when he took that bounce and faked that way. Like, he might have seen Smitty do it and put his own thing on it, but Smitty wasn't doing that motherfucker like GB.
Oh my mama,
GB
we call it GB. Yeah,
call it GB. No bullshit.
That shit crazy, dog. Listen, bro. People like Lil Brad Newman Jr. I don't know if you know him.
I know Lil Brad is. Shout out to Lil Brad.
Yeah, shout out to Lil Cuz, man. When I be telling him about the Greg and Boo, like, and that's just Greg and Boo. It's a lot of y'all from Vincent.
Right.
He don't be understanding. Like, he like, man, I always heard how good they was. I'm like, bro, no, them niggas was damn near gods, bro. I remember seeing GB as a freshman dude, got a motherfucking Philly fro. Nigga got the goals with the brand new J's on. You got Javon, Billy, them playing with t-shirts under their jerseys, trying to do the GB. I'm like, dog, this nigga. But you know, hey, I fuck with GB, but you know, I was Boo Wade though, like long ass sneaky motherfucker. Like,
so that's the intersection of two legends coming together.
Mm-hmm.
So Shiny Boo been a legend since he was 11, 10 years old, playing for Green Bay, which you know now as the Rebels Warner team. Yeah. That man hit a full court, all net shot with 2 seconds left in Warner outside at Lincoln to send his team to the championship game. He caught the ball, threw it down court, said, "That's game, folks," and it went in all net. So Boo been a legend before being a legend, man. Like, and for those two dudes to be on the same high school team together, when they lost, it was like such a letdown. But those dudes did some legendary shit. Like, okay, this is how much of a legend Boo is. For Big Ten, when they called his name, they didn't call him Maurice. They said Boo Wade.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
The Big Ten announcer said Boo Wade. Boo Wade, one of the best defenders in the Big Ten, right? So, and people don't even know Boo is a year ahead. Boo played a year ahead. So Boo really could have been a junior when you came in as a freshman, right? He's a Lindbergh, like he was a Lindbergh, like Lil Dog been like a legend with this basketball shit ever since he was little, like, and it's always been, you know, he was a Lindbergh legend, he was a Warner legend, he became a high school legend, became a college legend, going to what's the name, came back playing Muni leagues, became a legend with that. He was a legend with the Fam First tournament type stuff. It's Boo Wade, man.
Yeah,
Boo Wade, one of the most best, humblest hoopers you're gonna ever find. And to see a team with, just think about that: Boo Wade, Dwante Wade, Greg Brown, Carl Landry, and Tyler, all on the same thing with Lil T.
Lil T. Shout out to Lil T.
They may have lost, but that was a legendary Vincent team, man. Talent-wise, they had 4 NBA guys on the same team.
Oh, my mama.
All 4 of those guys, if you're just going to say based off talent, all 4 of those guys were NBA talent guys.
Oh, my life,
like,
bro.
You probably heard the stories of Chris Paul seeing Steve and asking him where GB at. What the dude with the curl at? That's how cold GB was. GB wasn't no motherfucking joke, man. And Boo was right there. You know what I mean? GB was just something special. I got a chance to see DeJuan Wagner play.
That was the number 1 high school motherfucker, right? Wagner. You said what he did? What to Wagner? I'm sorry, my bad.
I didn't get to see him play. He was just as special as DeJuan Wagner.
Oh, okay.
With that scoring,
yeah,
that's special, man. I've never seen somebody score so effortlessly. You know what I mean? He left college basketball for 2 years. He went back to Division II in Alabama. Got in shape, won Player of the Year in the conference, made ESPN top 10 plays when he splashed the game winner to send him to the playoffs. Had contracts overseas, but had some legal stuff going on that he could do it. He not Like he one of them, boss. He
Yeah,
one of
he
them.
was one of them, dog.
He
He was
was
just
one
one
of
of
them,
them.
dog. He
He
one of them.
was. And it's funny that we talking about this because shit, I watched these niggas all year and seen them play AAU. And I'm like, oh my mama, these niggas is not playing for real in the city conference.
Yeah.
I
You
swear to
talking about
God,
the team
bro.
with him, JR, and
JR
Boo?
on
Yeah.
my life.
All
I
three of
seen
them
him play
niggas.
against Shannon
Them
Brown.
one of them ones, right?
Yeah.
The naturally talented ass, great basketball playing ass niggas.
Yeah. This when they played Shannon Brown, bro. Played
Yeah.
against Booby Gibson. I was at
Yeah.
that tournament. All of us. I said, hold on. Why they don't hold on, bro? They not playing for real back in Milwaukee, bro. What the fuck? Like, dog,
Yeah.
I seen them motherfuckers get it in at a high level, dog.
Yeah.
On my mama. So, but yeah, man, come on, G. We can't tell these motherfuckers too much, man. Who you got winning the NBA finals, dog?
I think I'm gonna go put some money down on the Lakers. I really think it's gonna be a Lake show. I think it's gonna be the Lake show, man. I think it's just the writing on the wall. Maybe I'm wrong, but I got the Lake show winning the NBA finals.
Man, I got Lake Show winning it too, man. I'm a Bron fan, always been one. Yeah, man. If they still want in the Mile High City, bro, I think it's solidified. I don't think no team on the East can beat them. So they definitely going. Yeah. They definitely. Yeah. But man, I appreciate you, man, chopping it up, man. You got my number, bro. Let's, if you need any help, and if I need
let's
help,
work, man. I'm sure gonna pull your coattail on some things, but I appreciate you, man, bringing me on here, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. I appreciate you, G Shaw. I'm gonna get with you, dog. Love, bro.
Love, family.
Yeah. Man, it's always good, man, to chop it up with Vincent Legend. You know what I'm saying? That shit run deep, man. People always, man, high school was so many years ago. Man, that shit bigger than basketball, man. I'm still, like, I tell people this shit all the time, man. I'm still in contact with Greg Brown. I'm still in contact. I can hit Boo. I'm still in contact with James Wright. I talk to him at least twice a week. No, it like just everybody in general. I still talk to Lil Billy, Javon. Like, it should be, fun to talk about sometimes, man, and hearing them stories and shit. But I couldn't let G Shaw tell all the good stories and shit, man, because he is coming to the podcast, man. And I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. To the live, to the Barcode Podcast, 414 Live. And do me a favor, y'all. I'm gonna say this every day, every time I go live. 2 minutes. Take 2 minutes out your day, man, to make a YouTube page and subscribe to the Barcode Podcast 414. I will appreciate that. I really do. I see the comments. I'm reading them and even paying attention. You know what I'm saying? And appreciate y'all taking the time out, pulling up on your boy. There is an option right now. If y'all want to donate to the live, donate to the stream. I'm just trying to grow as I go. And you can donate stars if you like to. I will, anything donated, I will be very, very appreciative. And man, yeah, we're gonna do this, man. And just rocking out, man. Like I said, I love bringing in guests all the time, man, just chopping it up, man. And whoever open to, want to chop it up and tell stories and like anything. It ain't even have to be sports. You feel what I'm saying? So we could just chop it up, man. I enjoy listening and learning new things, man. You never know. Especially if you're a business owner, man. Come on, man. Let's pump your business, man. Come on live. Don't be shy. Pump your business, man. How you get started? What's the pros and the cons? What you like about it? What you dislike about it? You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all. I would definitely have my YouTube link in the description. Take 2 minutes out, y'all. Make a page. Subscribe for your boy. Send stars. Donate to the stream. Trying to grow. Get better. You know what I'm saying? But definitely had a good conversation with George Highshaw, man. He got a project coming soon, so make sure y'all stay tuned. Y'all know I support the meal, and I'm gonna support him, and we gonna push that. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned. He got some good stuff, coming. And I can't forget, shout out to my boy Eric Gray. Make sure y'all get y'all gear. Greatness Taking Off, aka GTO. He do it all. So hit him up. Greatness Taking Off, GTO. Q Bar is out. I appreciate y'all so much tuning in, y'all.